Hi, today we're going to talk about the perimeter of rectangles, squares, and any shape. So just a few things. You need to make sure that you remember that the perimeter of a rectangle is twice the length plus twice the width. A square, you can take one side and multiply it by 4. And then any shape, you're just going to add up all the sides. So for instance, number 1 is basically any shape. So you can go 8 plus 9 plus 5 plus 4 plus 6. And you're going to add all those together. Do a little bit of grouping. This kind of just goes back to what you learned in earlier math. 6 and 4 is 10 plus 5, so this is 15. And then 8 and 9 is 17. So that gives you 32 meters. Number 2, this is a rectangle. So you can go twice the length and plus twice the width. Or if you would just want to add all of them up. So 16 and 6. So this gives you 22 centimeters. Number 3 is a square. So the easiest thing to do here is just go 4 times 6. And that gives you 24 centimeters. All right. The next thing we're going to do on problem 4 is here we have variables now. It says find the expression for the perimeter in simplified form. And the reason why I say in simplified form is because you do have a variable. So in your answer, you're going to have a variable term and a constant. So I'm just going to start writing. I'm going to start with this one right here, and I'm going to underline it so I know which one I started with. So x plus 2, and then I'm just going to go to the right. The next one is x, and then we have x plus 3, and then we have an x, and then another x, and then 2x. And then you just add up all your x's. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x's. And then 2 and 3 make 5. And that's the simplified form. Number 5, this is a rectangle. So, a few things. You can just put x plus 3 twice, and then you have a 5 as your width, and that's twice. So we have our 10 and 6, and that gives us 16. And then 1x plus 1x is 2x. And I like to write my variable term first. That just kind of gets you in a habit when we start working basically with when we have 3 terms, like if we have 2x squared. All right, let's take a look at problem 6. The easiest thing to do here is just to go put a 4 right here in front of x plus 5, since this is a square, and then you're just going to do the hippity-hoppity distributive property. So this would be 4x plus 20. All right, the next thing says, given the value of the perimeter, set up and solve the equation to find what is being asked. Okay, so let me get my pen back. So what we're going to have to do, since we're finding the perimeter, we could either multiply this by 2, and then same thing here, multiply that by 2. Or if you want to line them up, so 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, and then we have an x and an x. So this gives us 2 and 2 make 4, 5, 6 x's. And then minus 3 and minus 3 is minus 6x. This is equal to 24. Okay, so the perimeter that we've been finding on 1 through 6 is 6x minus 6. But they actually tell us that it's equal to 24. So now we have to find x. So it's just a 2-step equation, which is what we've been practicing on assignments 1 and 2. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. We have 6x equals 30. And then we're going to divide both sides by 6. 6. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. All right, let's take a look at number 8. Number 8 says that a side is x plus 8. The perimeter is 68 inches. It says to find the side. Find a side. Not just find x, but find a side. So once we find x, then we're going to have to add 8 to it. All right, so this is a square. So I'm just going to put parentheses around this and multiply everything inside by 4. So that's going to give me 4x plus 32. And we're going to set that equal to 68. And then it's just a two-step equation. Minus 32 minus 32. So 4x equals 36. Divide both sides by 4. And now we found that x is 9, but that's not exactly what they're asking. They want us to find the side. So the side is x plus 8. So we're going to put 9 in place of x. So 9 plus 8 gives us 17. And if you multiply 17 times 4, it will give you 68. All right, let's go on to the second page. Problem number 9 says a square has a side length that is 10 less than is a tricky turnaround word. So that means everything's going to be minus 10. So remember, you start writing whatever appears after that tricky turnaround word. So twice a number. So it's not that one, and it's not that one. Okay, because remember, this is a side length and it's a square, so it has to be written one time, and that tells you that all 4 sides are going to be that. So the perimeter of the square is 120 centimeters. Write an equation, solve for the actual length of the side. So not just x, but whatever the length of that side is. Now, there's many ways that you can do this. Some of you are probably going to figure out that the way that I show you is a much longer way. So there might be a way that you would know right away. But since we're in algebra, I'm actually going to show you the algebraic way. So we're going to multiply this side by 4, because remember, it is a square, and we're finding the perimeter. So 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times negative 10 is minus 40. And we're going to set that equal to 120. It's a two-step equation. We add 40 to both sides. So 8x is going to be equal to 160. Then we divide both sides by 8. And x is equal to 20. But we're not wanting to find x. We're wanting to find the side length, okay? So over here, 2x minus 10, we're going to put 20 in place of x. So 2 times 20 minus 10, so that gives us 40 minus 10, which is 30 centimeters. And so some of you are like, well, duh. If there's 4 sides, each side needs to be 30. Yes, so that is another way that you could have figured it out. All right, let's take a look at problem 10. Problem 10 says an isosceles triangle, so not a rectangle. An isosceles has 2 congruent sides. It has a base that is 6 inches longer than either of its 2 sides. Okay, so the 2 sides have to be the same, and it's just 6 inches longer. It's not twice. It doesn't say anything about being twice the distance of 6 inches longer. So it's not this one. And yeah, there's nothing that talks about twice. It just says 6 inches longer than each of its equal sides. All right, and the perimeter is 36. So we're going to go with letter B. we're going to add all these up. So I've got 1x and 1x and 1x, that's 3x. So 3x plus 6 is equal to 36. So we're going to subtract 6. So 3x is equal to 30. Divide by 3, and x is 10. So we want the length of the base. Well, the length of the base is x plus 6. So we're going to put in 10 in place of x. So 10 plus 6 is 16. And this would be inches. All right, let's take a look at the last problem, number 11. Says a rectangle has a length that is 8 more than its width. Okay, let's see. Rectangle, the perimeter is 50. Let W be equal to width. Which equation would help in finding the length of the rectangle? So we don't have to solve it. So I'm going to use this area right here just to draw it out. So the rectangle has a length that is 8 more than its width. So that would be W plus 8. And then this would be W. So there's 2 widths. So 2 of these, and there's 2 of those. Letter A just has 2 times, that would be, this is just the length. It doesn't have anything to do with the width as well. Letter B, 2W plus 8. No, I think if they were trying to distribute, it would be 2W plus 16. This right here should be a 16, so it's not that one. Letter C, 2 times W plus 8 plus 2W. That would definitely work. And this one doesn't have anything with twice, so it would be letter C. All right, hope you enjoyed finding the perimeter.